we're with MEVO executives. And if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is Violet Reed and I'm the Executive Director of MEVO.
Hi everybody, my name is Isabel Arieche and I manage the farm at MEVO.
So recently your Kickstarter for Love Well Farm ended, and it was a success. Now that it's over, what do you intend to do first?
That's a great question. Yeah, so it was a huge success, and now that it's over, Isabel and I are planning to build a deer fence here. So we were out here last week with our contractor Josh. Will be building the fence, and we're building a big deer fence so we can plant a bunch of crops that deer like to eat. And then after that, we're going to be building more beds and welcoming in volunteers and growing tons of veggies.
Yep, and we're also going to be putting in a driveway as one of the very first things so that we can have big trucks access our plot here and be able to drop off things like compost and leaves and wood chips and other materials.
You've already had a garlic harvest at Love Well Farm in 2019, but what are some plants that you intend to grow on the farm?
Alrighty, so we've been growing a lot of crops that are deer resistant, which is why we've chosen to grow garlic. Some of the criteria that we're looking at to grow certain crops here is crops that take a long time in the field or have a long day to maturity, and that's because right now we're still finalizing some things at our other farm. So right away we intend to grow long season crops, so things like possibly like shallots or potatoes, squash, something that takes up a lot of space that we wouldn't necessarily want to grow at our other farm. And then in the long run, we would love to plant a lot of different perennial plants here, including asparagus and currant bushes, not necessarily things that you might see at the supermarket. So really high density, nutritious berries.
Yeah, and perennial meaning that we can harvest it year after year and we don't have to replant them necessarily. So they're crops that you don't have to uproot from the soil, like carrots or even different greens you enjoy.
So once the farm officially opens, what are some activities that you...
Yeah, once it's open, which will pretty much be in April, won't be completely done, but we're going to be welcoming in volunteers. So the first activities will be building out new raised beds. So we already have a section there that we built with volunteers in the fall. We're going to be building another section so we can plant those longer term crops. But then in the future, just having a lot of different school groups here, a lot of scout groups. Possibly we'll have a pumpkin patch and have a pumpkin harvesting event. So we're still kind of formulating all the possibilities for what this space can bring for us.
Yeah, likely one thing that we do know, probably, is that we're going to have a garlic planting in the fall, which we did this past year for the first time, which was a little chaotic, but really rewarding and fun, and everybody enjoyed it.
Okay. So when you first created the Kickstarter, did you expect it to be so successful?
That's a great question. I think we knew that we could hit 15,000. So a few years ago, we did another Kickstarter for Fresh Roots Farm, and our goal was 12,000. We made it, we exceeded it, but we needed a little bit more money this time for our project. And yeah, it was surprising that we exceeded it, but it felt really good, and it meant that we had a lot of support from the community. And we're a community organization and a community-based farm, so I think it was a fitting way to raise funds.
And I will add one thing in the beginning. So we knew because we had support and because we had made that goal before that we could do it. But in the beginning, there was definitely a little bit of like, oh my gosh, it's like very slowly starting. Like we're only at, 1,500. Obviously we have a few days left, but in the beginning there were some doubts.
We were a little nervous.
Yeah, we were like, oh, is this really gonna happen? and then we just, Violet and Eric specifically, just kept calling people, and little by little, just a little bit of money, and then all of a sudden we're halfway there, and then we're like, okay, we got this.
Okay. So since organizing a farm is hard work, how long do you expect the process to take, and how long have you been planning?
Such a great question.
Yeah. Definitely a many-part question. I would expect the process of fully building out this farm to take 3 seasons. We've already started, and it's been almost 2 years since we started cleaning out old fencing and a little bit of car parts and just clearing out all the weeds.
But I want to add that the other reason why it's going to take us a little bit longer to build out this farm is because we're maintaining a fully functional farm, Fresh Roots Farm, which still also has some capacity to grow. And then we're running other volunteer events. We do trash cleanups up in Stack Hill, and we have interns. So we're kind of balancing all these projects at the same time. But the beauty in it taking a little bit longer is that we're doing it also pretty much all through volunteer effort. So it's truly like a community-built farm.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's actually the last question.
Yeah.
So-
Awesome.
All
Great questions, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for filming us and coming out here